Hi everyone. Ow! Oh my god, my dash is like so hot. It just burnt the mess out of my head, dude. I'm probably gonna put my hood on because I don't like the way my hair looks. I'm just gonna talk about the 3 names. I've tried to make this video like 5 times. I've tried to make this video, but now I have time to do it. I apologize in advance because, you know, if you never watched my videos, I'm very fidgety. There's like a hair in front of my eye. We are going to start off with just the plain word Nymphet. It's a scary word for obvious reasons. On Google, it's a very weird definition. Probably showed this on my channel like 15 times, but here it is again. It's not really the definition that Nabokov wanted to like show in his book. I'm pretty sure like there's an interview of him saying that he doesn't like the definition that's on Google. Plus, like, if you look at the definition, it literally says the origin is just nymph plus et, and they're saying that the et part comes from like French, like old French, and it means like the smaller version of something. So like they completely disregard the book at all, which is really weird. What Nymphet actually is, like a real actual Nymphet, it's the word Humbert calls Lolita, obviously. So yeah, he's attracted to this kid and he doesn't want to seem like the bad guy. So he's calling her a Nymphet. Basically what it is like, I like to compare it to like a siren kind of, cause it's like, basically he's making her out to be like a creature that seduces him. Like, that's why he goes on that rant like in the beginning where he's talking about how it takes a certain type of man to pick one out and all that junk, because basically he's making her seem like a creature. The rant I was talking about was like around this part where he's basically saying they're not real people. Like he's calling them like demons and stuff. Like he's using words for them like demonic and stuff. Like he doesn't think they're real people. And like the part that you're seeing is basically him saying that normal people in normal relationships are only with adults. Like they're only adults with other adults because they haven't seen these creatures yet, and he has. So yeah, he's basically using all this to excuse his behavior.
That's my low.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and get on to the Doelette definition. I'm just gonna say right now that I did not come from Tumblr. So before I, like, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because like by the time I got to Tumblr, everybody had already basically switched off from the Nymphet name. But basically, to my understanding, the 2 names people use on there now are Doelette and Coquette. Oh, there's people walking behind my car. Yeah, they started using those names because Tumblr started taking people's content down. Like, I'm pretty sure it comes from the word fondlet, which is in the book. It's also on Google, the same wrong definition. When he says fondlet in the book, he's talking about a girl that he dated in like when he was like 14, I'm pretty sure. And so basically he was calling her an Nymphet too. He was saying he himself was a fondlet and they were equals. So fondlet is Nymphet, but boy version. So I'm pretty sure that someone like spun off from that and created Doelette. So it's basically means the exact same thing as Nymphet. It's just literally just a different word, but it means the same thing. When I say this, just know that I'm talking about literal definitions and not the aesthetic. So yeah, I'm not talking about the Doelette aesthetic. I'm talking about the literal word. People use the word coquette too. Doelette and Nymphet is like Basically, if you want to use the literal definitions, they're talking about children, but coquette is like a word for like women. So like when you say coquette, it's supposed to apply to like women, like adults. It's basically like a woman who flirts to get her way with people. She flirts like to manipulate people. A good example would be Miss Girl in Psych Out for Murder. People who manipulate people with a little flirtation. So yeah, that's what a coquette is. So very similar to Nymphet, except for Coquette is actually like a real person. All three words are interchangeable. So this is my reasoning for saying, why are we attacking people's channels? Because it's not just me. Like I feel like I don't get as much hate as I used to. Like I see it on like newer people's channels. Like it's usually like people who like just started their channels out, or like people on other social media sites like TikTok or Instagram, where people would be like, don't use the word nymphet, don't use it. But like I feel like they don't know that all the words are like the same. Like especially Doelette, it literally means the exact same thing. Somebody told me not to use that word the other day because it's they were basically saying you're okay with pedophiles, and like if you don't use the word Doelette, then that's like you're evil. But like yeah, they literally all mean the same thing. So when you're switching over from like, because the main reason that people stop using Nymphet for real is not because of the definition. It was really just because Tumblr was taking down people's accounts, and also like YouTube. Nymphet attracts a lot of like negative attention, or it tends to sometimes. So they feel like if they use Coquette or Doelette, the men won't find them as easily.
So when people are using these names to describe an aesthetic, they're not talking about the actual definitions. Like they're talking about clothes. Like for example, when you say kinder whore, like you're not calling people a whore, like that's just the name of the aesthetic. Or like Lolita, that's also like another one. Like Lolitas like aren't Nymphet, you know, they're just like, that's just a style.
I don't think we should be attacking other people's content because of the name they choose to use. I use all three, so I can. Okay, incredible. I'm gonna turn the air down, but my phone just freaking overheated. My phone just overheated because I'm in Florida. So yeah, it cut off in the middle of the video. Now I have to hold it in front of the freaking air vent so that it won't overheat again. But basically what I was saying was, I use all three names personally so I can reach a bigger audience, because I know people use different people use different names, so I want to be able to reach everyone. Like, it's not that big of a deal, the name you use. One thing is if you're using the Nymphet name and you're posting like really like not good content, like old Wattpad. If you're on old Nymphet Wattpad, then you'll probably know what I'm talking about. But if you weren't, then I'll just like give you a gist of it. People on old Nymphet Wattpad, well, I call it old Nymphet Wattpad because I'm pretty sure most of the books got taken down. But they would encourage people to like have affairs with older men, like way older than them, when they were like minors, and like have affairs with their teachers and stuff. and like flirt with men just for the fun of it, and like just like bad stuff. Of course, that's something you shouldn't be doing. So if somebody's like doing that type of stuff and you want to be like, hey, that's not cool, then that's like, okay, like that really isn't cool. Like that makes sense. But if you're just like going on people's channels and being like, hey, don't use this name, don't use this name, don't use this name, like, and they're just like posting normal content, like you're coming for them for using a certain name and they're just posting a picture of their like shirt or something, then it's like really, like this phone is overheating. It's so hot outside. I know I'm wearing a hoodie, but like it's cold in my classrooms. I was at school, like, yeah, and it's cold in like the rooms, but yeah, it's like, I'm pretty sure it's like 90 something, 91 degrees out here. I mean, I guess that's just my personal opinion. All the three names basically mean the same thing. Coquette's a little different, but besides that, yeah, they all mean the same thing, Fawnlet included. If you're posting acceptable content, it should be fine to use whatever name you want. Why me? They're probably in class and I'm gonna turn the car off. So I hope you guys have an incredible day.